And yeah. Okay, wow. The show's almost over. But I wanted to get to my opening segment even though I was still learning the studio earlier and it just left my mind like wow, where did that go? Um there's a very important election tomorrow. No, not here in America. We all know that. If there was an election here tomorrow, we'd be getting calls, phone and mailings, and TV ads. No, but in the UK, and there's another by-election. And if you've been listening to the show since it's first started, you would know that UKIP has a chance to win another seat. Yeah, go UKIP. You know, so yeah, this party could win its second seat in Parliament. Conservative MP Mark Reckles ditched the Tories, or the Conservative Party, left his seat, and is letting the people of Rochester and Strood decide his fate. Whether he made a right decision in leaving his seat, changing parties, or whether it was the wrong thing to do. And we will find out tomorrow, November 20th. And the current poll that came out last week, its most recent poll out there, gives UKIP a 13-point lead. And we'll go more into this next week. But my goodness me, this will be something else. This will be interesting. This will be the day that UKIP, that the day in Clacton a month ago is not just a lucky shot, but that the UKIP movement is real. Don't forget, this party won. This party won the European elections back in May. They did really well in the local elections in May. They won their first MP a month ago in Clacton, Douglas Carswell. They did extremely well, defied the polls. And the other by-election, I forgot what it's called, when they were down by 15 and they lost it by 2 points. Really 1.9, but it's 2 points, so you gotta round off in this business, I guess. I do anyway, cause I'm not a big fan of mathematics. But tomorrow, watch out. I'm gonna be on the BBC website. I'll be tweeting. I'm a big Twitter guy because I just post articles. So yeah, Rochester and Strood tomorrow. Watch out, Mark Reckles will become the next UKIP Member of Parliament, and the Conservatives and Labour are in trouble. But more on that in April of next year. So it's November. I couldn't believe it the other day, I was doing one of my assignments, pretty much crying because I had no idea what I was doing. But I look at the day and like, you know what? Wow. Thanksgiving is around the corner. And what better way to be thankful for than talking about American politics? The disgrace, the dirty tricks, the selfishness, the greediness of a typical American politician, whether it's a president or whether it's a typical senator. Not caring who they stepping in back in America, trying to give amnesty to illegal immigrants, going to fight no-win wars, lying and deceiving the American public over and over again. So you know what? Nothing's changed, Now I know in my last segment I endorsed Rand Paul for president. And there's been a lot of talk that Hillary, good God, might run for president. If she wins, oh boy. But that's beside the point. I want to talk about the Republican side for a quick second. Even though I hate talking about presidential politics or elections until late 2015, I'm going to do it now because I want to have my 2 cents in before I'm accused of joining the bandwagon. Now, there's a lot of talk about Jeb Bush running for president. And my one question to these people is, why? Look at what your dad did to this country. Look at what your son did to this country. And for you Hillary supporters, look at what her husband did to this country. This country has not had a decent president since Reagan. And if, God forbid, we have a Clinton-Bush election, can you imagine what'll happen to this country if either one of them wins? You know, it won't be any different than it is now, actually. Come to think of it, you know. Nothing's gonna change. So yeah, that's my 2 cents about it. You know, ding ding. Nothing really special there or impressive. But, you know, it just shows you what kind of a country we live in. We have political dynasties. You know, the Cuomos, the Clintons, the Bushes. You know, Obama, to a certain degree, with his people behind him. You know, back in the Bush years, we were hijacked by a bunch of neoconservative thugs. Under Obama, we're being hijacked by a bunch of liberal elitists from Chicago. Under the next president, hopefully it's somebody good. Now, you know, I endorse Rand Paul, I know. But if it's not Rand Paul, hopefully it's somebody good with principles. And I know, I'm hoping, my hopes will be lost because, let's face it, you know, there's nobody really good besides Rand Paul who might run for president. And that's a problem. You see, these headphone things are now ditching me. And I don't wear headphones. You know, I don't know how to wear these things. I just don't. I'm sorry, people. You know, they really have been annoying me throughout the entire show. And but back to the dynasties. There's a problem, you know. Look at what the Bushes and Clintons did with immigration. They're the cause of this. You know, they didn't stop it. What did George Bush the father do to prevent illegal immigrants? He didn't. He encouraged it. What did Bill Clinton do? He didn't. He encouraged it. What did George W. Bush do? He did nothing. He encouraged it. What's Obama doing? More of the same. So this isn't, though, again, I know I'm flip-flopping here, but you know, I want to get back to the earlier point I made at the beginning of the show about immigration. This is a problem. This immigration thing, you know? It really is. Because who are you giving amnesty to? I don't know, and neither do they. You know, and I love it when people compare these illegal immigrants to the immigrants of the early 1900s, you know, during the Great Migration or whatever. There's a huge difference. Number one, the people who were diseased, or I don't want to use diseased because I know I'll be ridiculed and mocked over this. The people who were unhealthy went back. They were sent back. The people who wouldn't, you know, get a job right away were sent back. The people who would, you know, there were no government welfare programs. So, you know, the government did not pay for them. The government was not indebted to them, paying for housing, health care, and schools. You know, they adapted to the country. You know, now are they both hard-working groups? Yes. But, you know, they're overriding the school system. They could make people sick. They could belong to thugs and criminals in Mexico coming here. You know, there's no sanity. And just to say, oh, okay, let's give these people amnesty, bypass Congress, which is already in a sad state, and give them amnesty, it's ridiculous. But it's going to happen. So you know what, folks? That's the country you live in. A country in which nobody cares for you. They care about themselves. They care about the power. And the middleman and the middle class, the people who actually built this country up, suffer. That's America, folks. You don't like it? You know, That's the way it is. That's why you elect good people, and you do your job. So just live through it, and hopefully things will change. But it comes to the presidency. Hopefully we get a good candidate in 2016. And mark my words, this will be the last time I talk 2016. So until tomorrow, until next week actually, next Wednesday, this is Wednesday with Nicholas. That's me. If you want to read any interesting news articles, follow me on Twitter at Brovian93. Brovian93 is my Twitter feed for articles that you might want to read. You might learn something, I don't know. And like my page on Facebook, Wednesdays with Nicholas. Okay, folks, goodbye.